Right, this is a quick walk around video. This is for a Toyota RAV4 2-litre XTR manual. You see here 2008 08 vehicle with a very low mileage. It's only done 52,000 miles. Finished in black, as you can see, and in absolutely fantastic condition. It really is. I'll go around the car for you. We got this car actually from a Toyota dealership, and it's very nice indeed. So lenses on the front there completely clear and intact. There's no condensation, cracks or anything on those. Bumper corners really good. Just a couple of dead flies decided to attach themselves to the bumper somehow. Bonnet is very clean. There are a few stone chips, but they're very small, very minor and completely in keeping with the age. This is, in fact, this is probably better than most. Bumper corner on the near side here again, very clean as well. Bear with me a second. I do apologise, someone wanted to get past with their car. Panel work is absolutely mirror smooth on this near side, really very clean indeed. Front wing unmarked. Front alloy there, again completely unmarked. The car benefits from a really good set of Uniroyal tyres, and all with loads and loads of tread on them. Again, a really good sign of ownership, it always is. So panel works very clean and crisp. Rear alloy, again, completely unmarked. Around the back of the car here, rear bumper corner again, very clean. And just to go down that panel work again, but it really is very clean indeed. Give you some idea how clean this car is. I've not even cleaned it in terms of the outside of the vehicle at all since it came to us, as I clearly normally do. Back of the car here, fitted with colour-coded parking sensors, which work absolutely perfectly. And then to the off side of the vehicle, again, panel work, mirror smooth, absolutely clean as a whistle. All the lenses on the back completely clear, crack-free. Rear near offside alloy, again as with the other ones, clean as a whistle. And then panel work down this side, really very clean indeed. It's going to be very hard to spot any sort of marks of any note on this car. And then final alloy again, absolutely clean as a whistle. So, you know, there will be, so don't rely entirely on the videos, but I do try and pick up on the marks as best I can. It is a black car, 9 years old. There'll be the odd tiny mark I haven't seen, but it is a very clean example. So coming to the back of the car now. Again, very big boot on these cars, and the front seats actually slide, or the rear seats slide forward actually, so you can increase this boot space as well. But all the carpeted areas, very nice indeed. Plastics are generally good. There's one or two very light marks, but certainly better than most. And under here, we've obviously got little cubby holes, but even they're sort of nice and clean, and obviously all your tools and everything that should be with the car, fortunately, are with the car. So just come to the back now. Offside rear door card is as clean as a whistle, nothing on there at all. Full set of mats in the vehicle, all very clean and tidy in the back here. Footwell area is really nice. Back of the front seats, very good indeed. So that's not always the case with this type of car, because you know, kids can sort of kick their feet against the back of the cars. Other seats there, but the seats again, all really nice condition. I'll just go across to the door card on that side there. Apologise for the light, it's not the best. Let's try and go down there. But it is very clean indeed. You may have to take my word for it on that one. Come to the front now. Driver's door card again, clean as a whistle. Footwell area all again very clean and tidy. Driver's seat, there's no wear on the bolsters or any notes, so it's not frayed or anything like that. And then come across the passenger seat here, but all very clean and tidy. On this XTR model, we've got electric sunroof fitted to the vehicle as well, all working exactly as it should. There you go. So sat in the car now, obviously engine's running, so it has been all the way through the video. Just to show you the passenger door card there, again absolutely as new, it's lovely condition. Just quickly pan down there, got the full owner's manual pack, and very importantly, lock and wheel nut key set for the car is here. Dashboard, to be brutally honest, looks almost as new. It's in stunning condition, really is in fantastic condition. I would say real credit to whoever had the car previously. But all the nooks and crannies were nice and clean. Move my foot out of the way. But really is nice. The only wear of any note, just a little bit on top of the gear lever there, so sort of rings, sort of just touching it. But that, I'm really nitpicking. That's the only thing I can find on the interior of the car. Coming across the main binnacle, hopefully you can see in there, 52,308 miles now recorded. No warning lights on the vehicle at all, of course. Steering wheel stalks all feel absolutely as new in your hand. Said it has been kept very, very well. So finally, just coming onto the engine bay now. Very nicely presented engine bay from Toyota here. Said engine has just been serviced, but all in very, very fine order. They do sound a bit noisier on the videos than they do when you physically stood here, just by dint of the microphones, but there you go. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Toyota RAV4. And this is the 2-litre XTR version, manual car. Car's registered SP08PTY, and mileage at the start of the road test is 52,302 miles. The reason we do the videos, as I say in all of them, is very simple. We just want customers to see the cars they're looking to buy from us in operation prior to coming to see us. That way, if there's any issues with the car, I can relay them back to you, and we do that. On previous videos, if there's an issue with the car, I always tell you, and that's the reason we do it, because we've had hard time wasted going to see cars when there's been a fundamental problem, which if we'd known about, we could have made a decision about before we went. The road tests are also done on exactly the same road test route as any prospective buyer will go on, so hopefully I think would be representative of what you should feel yourself. Clearly, I mean, this is a very, very well looked after car, supplied to us from the Toyota main dealer. We've just serviced the car. It's gone through pre-delivery inspection, absolutely sailed through. It's been kept in very, very fine order. Engine of the car starts absolutely instantly. Very, very smooth engine. Sweet revving. There's no strange noises, whirrings, nothing at all coming from the engine. Also, there's no warning lights on the car at all relating to the engine or any other part of the vehicle. The car's been running for some time now, and temperature gauge is just under half, which is exactly where it wants to be, maximum operating temperature on one of these cars. So engine all in very fine fettle. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the car is very smooth in operation. Bite point is exactly where you want it to be on the pedal travel as well. There's no squeaks or clicks on the clutch pedal actuation, and it bites exactly as it should. Gearbox on the car, nice positive gear change on the vehicle, very easy to select the gears. What I'm looking for on road test on a used vehicle, of course, is signs of wear in the linkage and actually in the gearbox itself. So checking the synchromesh is engaging in all gears, it's not bulking, it's not sort of recalcitrant in the way it goes about trying to select a gear. But there's nothing. It is sweet changing. It's got a lovely actuation to it. Short and throw, positive slick, synchromesh as well. It's a gearbox that kind of assists the drive of the car, doesn't detract from it, which is good, but isn't always the case. But in terms of engine, gearbox, clutch, absolutely spot on. It really is. It's it drives exactly as you'd expect a low mileage car to, which is all but as new, in all honesty. Steering of the car tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel of the car. More than that, it's actually got a really, really direct actuation to it. There's no delays at all, and even on low mileage cars, this car is now 9 years old, so if it's just been driven around town doing sort of tight twists and turns, you may expect a fair bit of wear in there, but there's nothing that I can pick up on at all. Likewise, the suspension of the car, always a strong point on the RAV4s. They're very comfortable cars, very smooth riding. They deal with imperfections on the road very, very well indeed. but they're also quite a dynamic car. They've got a real kind of verve about them, but it doesn't mean there's any harshness. The ride quality, as I said, very good, but its composure through the corners is as good as anything in its class. And again, what I'm looking for on test drive here is just signs of, you know, wear that might creep into a car, which wouldn't necessarily be unsafe, but make a car feel a bit old, and that normally manifests itself in kind of a sort of light metallic noises underneath, where you can sense something just pushing against something else, or you know, sort of chattering away. They're normally things just like sort of rubber bushes, anti-roll bar links, drop links, that kind of stuff. But there's nothing on this at all. It is genuinely as tight as the proverbial drum. It really is a very, very taut car. What I tend to do is go up this little road up here, which has a pretty poor road surface. So if there are any issues, it would show itself up coming up here. Literally, you can hear it going over the bumps quite as you'd expect it to, but there's none of those noises that would concern me. So as I'm driving along now, I'm just going to give the brakes a little bit of a shove just to see how they respond. I know visually they look very, very good indeed. Yeah, they're really good. It's a nice solid brake pedal. What I'm looking for when I hit brakes on a car is just that initial bite. Is there any vibrations? Is there kind of a pulsing action coming through the brake pedal? And that would suggest things like, you know, sort of warped or distorted brake discs, which can be quite expensive to fix. But all is in very, very, very fine order indeed. The car really does get up to speed nicely. So the engine note's so nice. It's, you know, it really does make accelerating and using the engine a pleasure. Just setting the cruise control here now, just making sure that works. It works exactly as it should. Also, while I'm driving at the legal limit on the road, I'm just looking out for, or listening out rather, for noises, wind noise that, you know, may sort of permeate into the cabin. And you know, if you've got a badly fitted windscreen or sunroof, or someone's damaged a door seal, it can ruin what is essentially a very, very refined car. But this one's shows none of those traits at all. It's exactly as it should be, and as quiet as it should be as well. So looking around inside the vehicle, it is in absolutely lovely condition, as you'll know from the walk around video of the car. What the walk around video can't do, of course, is, you know, check it when it's on the move for sort of creaks and buzzers and that kind of stuff from the trim, but there's absolutely nothing. It's silent. The build quality is absolutely brilliant on these cars, but there's literally not a creak or a murmur from the interior of the vehicle. It's also a really nice car to operate. You know, it's not always a given that you've got a dead straight driving position, which this one does have. You know, it's a very natural driving position, a really nice sized steering wheel on the car. It's got, you know, it really does feel kind of a more sporty SUV. I hate that terminology, but it is what it is. You know, it's a nice place to sit and operate. The dashboard itself, very easy to use, kind of old school in a way, which is really nice. But you know, you've got a really nice, easy stereo to use. Climate control system, absolute doddle. Dual zones, you can have different temperatures side to side. All working absolutely perfectly. The air conditioning's pumping out lovely cold air into the vehicle as well. Main dashboard of the vehicle, really simple and easy to use. You can assimilate the information very quickly and easily, but all the pixelation's working absolutely as it should. Basically, I mean, let's say the point of the video, normally I do them sort of slightly longer, but you know, there's actually nothing really to report back on this car at all. It drives brilliantly, not just for a used car, but for a car of this type, regardless of mileage. You know, I said I am critical on the videos, and if there is something not quite right, I will tell you. But you know, I think you'd be very hard pressed to sorry, just to if you could find anything other than what I've said on the video. Clearly, if I've missed anything on the video, it's not by intent or design. Please, do give me a call, and obviously I clearly happily answer any questions you might have about the car. But based on this test drive, it's a really fine example of a very, very high quality car.